Testing 1 2 1 2. I don't know if I can. Yeah. All right. If you watching now, hold up. I'm having some technical difficulties. Like I said, I probably would, but let me stream on another account. Yeah. I'm trying to use my GoPro to stream so that I can use my desktop computer to you know do all the things I needed to do because it's more powerful than the laptop because it'll get hot and all that shit. So just trying to do everything from the desktop, and then I'll get my presentation going. But yeah, bear with me for a second. Let me get where's YouTube? Bring up YouTube real quick. See if my event is. Oh, actually, let me go to the Coli. Yeah, as you can see, I ain't got no panelists. I kind of figured that, but it's all good. That's my Google Plus. I need YouTube. There we go. All right, and it's streaming there. Okay, so there's a delay as well. I'm gonna have to get used to that. I'm gonna log in to my other computer. Get on my BGO account. And StatNot. It's weird. I didn't get an alert for this thing starting either, this webcast, and I should have. Oh, maybe I should do the Hangout. Hold on. This shit ain't easy. Well, it will be once I get the hang of stuff, but okay, so what I'll do here is I'll send out an invite. Oh, there we go. Invite to BGO. Damn, that's a lot of BGOs. Okay, let me see. I'm never gonna invite. What? Send an invite. All right, there we go. Join a video. There we go. Okay. GG, man. Let me mute the microphone. And there we go. Okay. This isn't, I'm not doing this like I wanted to, but I can still do it this way. Let me check YouTube. Showcase. Control room, StatNot. No video. I got video on that one. Screen share. All right, so let me bring up the PowerPoint. Yeah, I did this in PowerPoint to gather my thoughts, or to keep, on topic and not ramble, because I ramble. You know what I mean? All right. Slideshow from the beginning. Whatever. Okay, I'm looking on the StatNot and I'm not seeing what I'm. Oh, yeah, I am. Hey, if anybody wants to come in and get on, because I need feedback as well, because I don't know if you can see um what I'm wanting to see, but let me check something else real quick. I'm about to get started. Don't worry. Let's see what's going on. All right, so let me see. We got. I'm trying, bro. All right, so I'm responding to Ciroc Drobama. Yeah, I know. I'm trying. All right, here we go. Let me just do it. Fuck it. All right, so I'm assuming you can see that. All right, start. So basically, um, I was on the, I don't know, it was Saturday. I don't think I was on the collar yet, but I saw a thread, um, and the thread was, about the killing of Michael Brown, but I hadn't clicked it yet. I don't think it was till the next day when I started seeing where did I don't know, I must have saw it from another thread. So I went in that thread, and basically before we get started on the Michael Brown stuff, I just want to say this is inspired by the real time flow of information as it happened on the Coliseum, the Coli. Register a user account on thecoli.com. Stop just lurking threads. Um, a lot of lurkers out there. Hopefully you're like-minded, not like-minded, whatever point of view you got. Come on there and stop lurking, register, and express yourself. All right. Um, Another thing, like I'm starting to build a little media presence, StatNot, and it's basically for I'm not a statistic, I'm a man, I'm a son, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a lot of things, and a statistic I'm not. So, that's kind of what that, black people I feel like are looked at as statistics in America. When I was growing up in high school, it was the, black youth don't live to 25 statistic or whatever. It's always a statistic with us. And, I don't subscribe to that. I ain't no statistic. I'm just a man trying to make it in this world. So that's where that comes from. And not, when I say, I'm not a statistic, the Boolean algebra sign for not is a line across the top. So, just a little thought-provoking thing. You got Boolean algebra integrated within, a certain statement that I feel. Um, so that's where StatNot's coming from. But it's something that's going to be blossoming from the Coli, and it inspired me to want to go more than just typing on a keyboard about shit. We don't control our own image in the media nowhere. Um, you know, it's powerful multi-billion-dollar companies that control our image, and are profiting from a negative image of us. So I just hope that this will, not just this, but like I said, the Kali inspired me to try to at least make a different image, or put a real image out there, not what, some CNN or MSNBC, Fox News, whatever. Even though they're supposed to be, liberal, the CNN and MSNBC, it's still the same. They don't represent us. They don't have any vested interest in us. They don't give a fuck. Um, so that's what I'm gonna try to do. And I hollered at Cook and Brooklyn's son, and they were, cool as shit about it, because I reached out and asked them if I could use their logo, to promote, because the least I can do, is promote a site that would would have really birthed me, when I get this thing going. But they were cool as hell, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I was a little bit shocked actually, because I didn't know how it would play out. Hey, I'm building a website, this and that, and some people might take that like in a hater way, or different way. But nah, they were cool as shit. So I'm gonna continue to show love, and that's why I want even more people to register to the Kali and get involved, and because the way the information flowed through, I mean, it was ridiculous, that thread. But um, that's what we're here to discuss. How that thread, made put a fire up under my ass to get this thing right here going. So the tweets for me that started it all. That's the first thing when it comes as it comes to the Michael Brown case. The tweets. I think that was the first thing I saw. It was like, oh wow, this is like for real. Like this is people saw this, and that's what I want to hope to capture more than anything else, is the real time people on the ground reporting it. And I know it's been done for a little bit of while, but I think this really was like like where it clicked for me, where the traditional media of nowadays, the 24-hour news cycle media, that's it's going to become obsolete, and it's already because they were way behind. The Coli was like 5 days, 4 days, something like that in advance, and it just amazed me. Like it was like a funnel, like information coming from tweets, from vines, from Facebooks, from all that on display in the Coli, real time, and that was just amazing to see and be a part of. It's like what 20 something thousand reply thread or whatnot. I thought that was awesome. So um yeah, I want to hop on that. You know what I mean? And be a part of being able to more control my image instead of a narrative put out by the media that we're all like black savages, thugs, whatever. Um, so all right, the tweets that started off for me. We're gonna go over Dorian. Fuck, this isn't going. All right, whatever. Dorian Johnson's account. We're gonna talk about him being the one person that was there when all this happened. Fuck. Let me see. Hold on, just 1 second. Oh, well, fuck it. Um, so let's go back to here. StatNot is not showing it. Well, I'll do it from here then. Fuck it. Give me 1 second, people, please. I gotta send off a real quick email. But yeah, back on the Kali. While I'm doing this, I'll try to see if I can multitask. But I was a lurker, so I wasn't paying no paid email. I didn't have one of those, so I lurked. Kali was born. I was like, hey, I can sign up finally, and it was a lot of people that I remember from So that were already on there, and there was a wrap from there. So that's why I think it's important that we try to I'm gonna always promote the Kali wherever I go, with whatever I do on this digital media stuff. I gotta send this PowerPoint to the other working computer. Documents. All right, that is. Where is it though? Oh wait, I saw something. Oh, there we go. So, Stat. This sucks. Documents. Okay. Here we go. Finally. All right. I'm about to get y'all sorted out, I think. I'm just going to have to do it from here. Turn camera off. Let me see. All right. There we go. Cool. All right. Gmail. Okay. Now let's see if this comes up. No, it's not showing up. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. There we go. Okay, here we go now. All right, so back here again. We went through this. Um, Inspired by the real-time flow of information as it happened on the Coli. Register a user account on the Coli.com. Stop just lurking threads. Stop it, slime. All right, so we said we were going to discuss the tweet, and that was from a Twitter handle guy named Bruh. We're going to discuss Dorian Johnson's account, eyewitness accounts, the other ones. We'll get to their names and everything. The police reaction, and StatNot future endeavors. What I'm trying to accomplish with StatNot. So this is at the Pharaoh. He tweeted, and this is gonna be read from here down. This is sequentially how it happened. So, if you note here, there was nothing covering a body yet. So, and I'm guessing that's Darren Wilson right there. But this happened right after the shooting. Only one police had responded. I guess he's behind this little banister right here. So that's important. The reason this is important, that I think, is because this is just happening. There's nobody filtering. There's no filter out of this dude's tweets. He's tweeting exactly what he's seeing as he saw it. So I think that's important to note, because when you have time to think about things, you might have a different recollection of events, when you're recalling them from memory from, the next day or a week later or the month later. But, this guy, just as it happened, you know, that lets you know that the truth of things, we'll get into the distortion from, the police and all of the police supporters, even the media. I wanted to focus on this moment though, because this is when it happened, and so he, you know, saw the murder. I'm about to hyperventilate. Shock. I just saw someone die. He saw that. Not the average American don't see somebody just dying in the streets right in front of them. So he's saying I saw it happen, man. He's upset, you know. And there's another thing, like they try to act like, and I'm talking about fuck it cats. You know what I mean? They try to act like we're savages or whatnot, and we're used to violence. We're used to seeing, we're desensitized to violence, and that ain't true. Um, this is a man, a young gentleman. I don't know how old he is or whatnot, but I'm assuming he's like 18, 19. But, dude is upset about it because he saw somebody die in front of him. He's describing there's blood all over the street, niggas protesting this shit. There's police tape all over my building. I'm stuck in here. And, you know, it just happened. I think it was a little bit afternoon from what I've seen of the time that this happened. And then he's describing the first two was clear. So I don't know if it was the one that happened in the car and maybe one while the police officer was running. But he's talking about two shots prior, and then it was a barrage of them shits. When Mike Brown turned around and gave up, that's when the dude really started letting off. And that's where he fucked up at. Where's that smiley at? That's what I need right now. And so the reason I brought this first, this is what I saw first, what really connected me to this murder is the tweets. And that's when it really hit me. Like before I saw the videos, because the tweets came out first, but before I saw the videos, it was like, damn, this dude really saw this, you know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to start with that first. Next, we're going to get into Dorian Johnson. And the reason I wanted to introduce him next is because he was the person at the start of this event. He was right there with Mike Brown. And it's so funny to me that the police were like basically avoiding the shit out of him. You know what I mean? They were really not trying to see that dude. I don't know. I ain't never been to police. I don't know what kind of methods they employ to do their investigation, but from what I've seen from the first 48, I know it's a little bit scripted and edited or whatnot, but they immediately start interviewing witnesses. The police. I'm not talking about CNN or nobody else. I'm talking about the police. So I'd like to take the time right now to play that video of Dorian Johnson. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to turn this mic back on. You're not going to hear me for a minute, okay?
Middle of the street, and we wasn't causing any harm to nobody. We had no weapons on us at all. We just walking, having a conversation. No cars were blowing at us or honking at us like we was holding up traffic or anything like that. A police officer for our car pulled up, and when he pulled up, these was his exact words. He said, "Get the F on the sidewalk." And we told the officer we was not but a minute away from our destination, and we was sure to be out the street. We was having a conversation, and he went about his way for about 1 or 2 seconds as we continued to walk, and then he reversed his his car, and in a manner to where it almost hit us, and it blocked both lanes off the way he turned his car. So he pulled up on the side of us. He tried to brush his door open, but we were so close to it that it ricocheted off us and it bounced back to him. And I guess that got him a little upset. The window. He didn't get out the car. He just reached his arm out the window and grabbed my friend around his neck and as he was trying to choke my friend, and he was trying to get away, and the officer then reached out and he grabbed his arm to pull him into the car. So now it's like the officer's pulling him inside the car. He's trying to pull away, and at no time the officer said that he was going to do anything until he pulled out his weapon. His weapon was drawn, and he said, "I'll shoot you, or I'm going to shoot." And in the same moment, the first shot went off. And we looked at him. He was shot, and there was blood coming from him. And we took off running. And as we took off running, I ducked and hid for my life because I was feared for my life. And I hid by the first car that I saw. My friend, he kept running, and he told me to keep running because he feared for me too. So as he was running, the officer was trying to get out of the car. And once he got out the car, he pursued my friend, but his weapon was drawn. Now, he didn't see any weapon drawn at him or anything like that, us going for no weapon. His weapon was already drawn when he got out the car. He shot again, and once my friend felt that shot, he turned around and he put his hands in the earth, and he started to get down, but the officer still approached with his weapon drawn, and he fired several more shots, and my friend died.
All right. So I think that is important because what if you can notice in the background of the YouTube video, he's still at the crime scene. There's still police there. It's still light outside. Um, it gets dark around 8 o'clock. Well, that's still he was supposedly out there for only 4 hours, but the police are still out there, and the crime scene is still being processed. I don't know what kind of processing they did, or they just trying to get that officer Darren Williams out of there. But the reason I say that this is important is because he's just telling this story as right after it happened again, and I think that's important because he doesn't have time to try to make up a story that fits a certain way. It would be more truthful at this point in time because it just happened. That is very important to me. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next slide, and that is Pia J. Crenshaw's account, and she was another witness. And this is they didn't have this footage out that I think they're gonna show first before when it first happened because the police took her cell phone. So they didn't interview her, but they took her evidence or her phone, or they might have. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about the story behind that. I'd like to find out more about that, especially about the fact that they took her phone. Um, so once again, I'm gonna play the clip, and I mean I know a lot of people from the Coli. Maybe some people who aren't from the Coli are watching this, but if you are, I know you probably seen this, but this is just shit. I put this together, so I want to give out the information that I'm referencing when I'm doing this discussion right now. All right, so
woman who shot that video and whose voice you heard, Piaget Crenshaw. She joins us now. She's here with her attorney, Karen Lewis. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. Piaget, I am so glad to speak to you. You were there that night. You can tell us from a very different perspective what went on because you witnessed it all. You waited until now to release this video. Why is that?
Well, because more importantly, concerned with my safety, of course, and because the media didn't release the name until several days after it happened. So we want to yes, Darren Wilson. We want to kind of put this name with the face, and I think this is relative information to most people.
You mentioned that you were concerned about your safety. Did you have reason to fear?
Well, I didn't, but just thoughts from my attorney. Maybe I should just hold back. Yeah.
What is going through your mind as this all is happening? Then take me back to the moment. Why did you feel a need to record what was going on outside the window?
Okay, from it all initially happening, I knew this was not right. I knew the police shouldn't have even been chasing this young boy and firing at the same time. And the fact that he got shot in his face, it was something that clicked in me like, no, somebody else needs to see this. This isn't right. I got to record.
So you pulled out your cell phone camera and started rolling. How long after it all happened? You saw the whole scenario played out, right?
Yes, ma'am. But I waited a good 30 seconds. I had to run in the house, get my phone, hurry up. It's kind of cracked up. I had to put it on the camera and just start recording what I saw.
So walk me through that.
30 seconds. So what we're looking at is Officer Darren Wilson to the right. He's just looking over the body, just looking baffled and bewildered of sorts, like trying to explain to the officer what had I just done. And then we get this picture of him pacing back and forth, just like in disbelief. So it's like he understands that he just shot this boy in the face and that this boy was unarmed. And to me, this video just seems relative for this time period, especially including the fact that Chief Jackson said that the reason that this video wasn't even on the media at the time when it should have been was because he wanted to get all the information out at the same time, under the Freedom of Information Act, but they could have easily given these videos as well because they confiscated my phone.
So
All right, so that's Piaget Crenshaw's account. And if you notice, again, all of these videos that I'm going to be showing, the fact that the body isn't covered yet, that's giving you an indication of time. So it's very early. And you can hear, when she was recording how distraught she was. That lends towards the truth, and that's what I don't understand how, because it's all to do with white supremacy. They're gonna, act like they don't hear shit or see shit that's the truth, and that's it's the craziest thing. Somebody linked a YouTube vid that some other brother did about the Michael Brown killing. It was a good video. That was a nice presentation. He had green screen behind him, all the graphics. He had a studio, whatever. I don't know but it was impressive. But it's the truth. I don't see how. I mean, I know it's not, that this isn't a court of law or nothing like that, but we know the truth. So I'm interested to see how this all plays out later, because they already said that October might be the earliest time that the grand jury. We're gonna talk about that shit later too, but another thing that was interesting is she said that the police chief took the phone and told her that when that he wanted to release all of the information he had at the same time because the Freedom of Information Act was, blah blah blah. But the funny thing is, 5 days, I think it was 5 days, 6 days later, they released a different video of Mike Brown in the convenience store, walking out with some blunts in his hand because of the Freedom of Information Act, where all of the law enforcement on their side, the county and the Fed Gov was like, no, don't do that. Nobody knew about that film, so how was somebody able to file a petition to get that piece of information when nobody knew about it? So that's part of that misinformation. They try to tie in the fact that he walked out of the store with blunts. That has nothing to do with this right here. That has nothing to do with that. The police officer didn't even respond to him for that. He encountered them from Dorian's account because they were walking in the middle of the street. And, Mike Brown and Dorian were like, fuck that. We walk where we want. We almost where we at anyway. That's how I think it played out. Cop got pissed. He ain't like that. And, it spiraled to a murder by the cop after that. But, it's just, I can't stress enough how important these videos are because, it's people coming out as the things happen and giving their account. Well, she's on the interview later on, but you can hear her on the tape. So we're going to move to the next one, which is Tiffany Mitchell. So we'll look at again, the crime scene, and we're going to go through the timeline again.
Attorney Peter Cohen, they say that they witnessed what happened that night. Tiffany, I want to start with you. You say that you did not see what led up to the shooting. When you showed up on the scene, the altercation was already in progress. But we have video that I believe you shot of what happened. Let's take a look at this and you can tell us what you saw. What is this?
Okay, what I saw was when the cop and Michael were like wrestling through the window. It looked as if Michael was pushing off and the cop was trying to pull him in. Then the cop shot a fire through the window. Michael breaks away and he starts running away from the officer. The officer gets out of his vehicle and pursues Michael as he's shooting his weapon. Michael jerks his body as if he was hit. Then he turns around, faces the officer, and puts his hands up. And the officer continues to shoot him until he goes down to the ground.
So, Tiffany, let me ask you this, though, because the video that we have up, you and I talked earlier about after and the dad. We believe this is the father in the video. So there's a police officer walking up here that you're looking at.
Yeah, okay.
And this is the father, and we believe he's going to the body. That's what's blurred.
Okay, that's his uncle that's walking up to the...
Okay.
Yes.
So explain to us what happened.
Okay, whenever his uncle walked up to him to try to see if that was him, because everybody in the neighborhood was telling him that his nephew was shot, he tried to walk up and see if that was him, and then the officers immediately run to him and tell him to get back behind the tape.
And that's what we're looking at right now. And so they were trying to go to the body, and the family members were being blocked.
Yes.
PJ, did you get a better? Were you able to see better what happened, the confrontation in the car and the shooting?
Well, when I first looked out of my window, it was because Tiffany was calling me to come down. We were on our way to work, so I have my video isn't from that time, but I actually saw with my own eyes starting with the confrontation at the window. It just looked like it was a tussle some struggle going on. I couldn't really tell really from my angle, but then I saw the police just get out and chase him forcefully down the street and shoot him down.
And PJ, when you saw this out your window,
All right, so that's another account from one of the witnesses. And she was the one that was actually driving to pick up Piaget. That's Tiffany Mitchell. She was going to go pick up the girl that was up on the balcony filming the aftermath of the shooting. And so she got, besides Dorian Johnson, because he was, he was right there. He was more than just a witness. He was a part of it. She was the closest witness to it because I don't know. I think it was Larry, one of them cats on MSNBC. The Last Word. Yeah, that's what it is. He was interviewing her and he asked to describe like how far away were you from it. So she said after she heard the gunshot, she parked and she got out of her car and she said it was like 20 feet away from her at that point. So she was real close to it. I don't know like on an aerial map view how close she was to it, but she was really close. One of the things that she described is when he was running, she saw him jerk as if he had gotten shot, right? But she didn't say he for sure got shot or she saw him get shot. She was referencing the movement that he made. And, I've seen, I don't know, one of them shows where they're trying to say, well, she's lying because she said he was shot and he wasn't shot. And, that's some bullshit. But she is, all of these witnesses, they're saying the same thing, the exact same thing. The videos from all kinds of, I got another video. I'm not going to show that because it's 10 minutes long. But I want to talk about the Ferguson police response to, I don't know, an investigation there. This is not how I'm used to seeing police investigate a murder. But so the Ferguson police out there's Darren Wilson, and he just got done shooting up a citizen, and so Ferguson police, they come and cover him up. He's nowhere to be found. He disappeared at that point. All you saw, they went from that crime scene to just straight up, I don't know, Gulf War. They went into super commando mode. They transformed. Like, I don't know. It was in my opinion, it was a show of intimidation. But some people you can't intimidate because Ferguson was like, fuck you. And that's what I loved about it. They stood up like face to face. They wasn't intimidated in the slightest. The only retreating they did was because of those smoke bombs and stuff like that. And that's the biggest, like salute I got to give out to Ferguson, the people in Ferguson, and the people at B Dizzle. He came out there from Atlanta. Damn, there's some more cats that's out there. I don't know. I didn't have time to put their names down or whatever, but all of you out there, man, that supported that, actually went to the event, went to the protests. Shit, I salute you, man. It was amazing seeing that response, that defiant response to that, intimidation tactic that the police tried. And it wasn't just Ferguson police. It was St. Louis County, and it was the state troopers. It was all the same police. That's what they tried to pull that, when they put I think Ron Johnson, that's the name of that police captain. But I I don't know. I'll discuss that on a different one, hopefully on the next webcast. But just that response that the Ferguson citizens gave, and then other people coming, and honestly, like I was like the way I was feeling at that time, I was like, I hope they burn that motherfucker down because they're gonna get enough of fucking with us and then trying to act like they don't know what the fuck is going on as far as uh why are they so angry? Or why are they rioting? You know, it's I'll break that down later on. I just wanted to focus. I wanted this first webcast to be about the actual event because I don't want to get us sidetracked on the other shit. You know, I mean, you got all kinds of pictures. These motherfuckers weren't scared of this. Yeah, I mean, look at these cowards with all these guns, and this is just the police. That's what I don't know if I don't care if they don't understand. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different. There's no respect from the police to black citizens. And one of the things that people don't realize, not people don't realize, I mean, it's the same as back in the day. It was that's that slave. What did they had the overseers, and that's back KRS-One was talking about that. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's not anything that hasn't been going. It's been going on since we've been here, black people, since we've been here, and it's gonna you can't keep going this way. Something bad is gonna happen. But I don't think it's bad in our case. I think it's bad in their case because I mean it's gotten international attention. I don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things, but I'm proud of the Ferguson and people who traveled to Ferguson and people who are monetarily supporting, the effort that they're going through. That was awesome. That was nice to see. Ain't nobody scared of them police. And so StatNot future endeavors. What I hope to accomplish out of this thing is develop citizen reporting, like how I was talking about all of the different social media applications that were being used to tell a story of what was going on in a Midwest town. It was just awesome. It was what you had Twitter, you had Vines from Alderman. Oh man, I can't remember his name right now, but that one alderman from St. Louis, he was like day one. He's a real hero out there too, because he attacked who needed to be attacked physically, verbally, whatnot, and he made sure the escalations that could have been escalated were not. And he's been a calm head. He's been a clear voice. And I don't know. I want to salute that brother too. But the way the reporting is going to be done in the future is, way different. I think it's going to be regular person driven, and just the way that the Coli responded to that, I thought that was awesome. That page is ridiculous, and it chronicles everything, and that's important. And I hope everything from because a lot of this stuff is in these small towns or the outskirts. There's no media. The only reason they showed it is because of social media, the regular media. So hopefully, they're going to be extinct in a few, and then we'll finally get truth out there. I want to continue doing, webcasts, getting better, refining it, making sure I'm set up right before I start. So I got a few things that I've learned from this attempt, but I got 2 viewers, Oh well, this is a practice attempt for me though. That's how I look at it. What don't kill me makes me stronger. So I want to tighten up my webcasts. Promote black-owned businesses. So I'm going to build a database of businesses, and I know it's other ones out there. I'll take a look at those and see, what's what. Try to compile a list of, all the verified black-owned businesses that we got. Now, one thing that I've noticed, you know, is, and this is another affirmation of the power of, not the power, fuck that, the mispower of white supremacy is, if I'm driving down the street in any town, there's pockets of black neighborhoods in, most towns across America or whatnot. But in a given city, I'd say like 90% of the businesses are white owned, 5% Asian and, you know, Middle Eastern or whatever, or other immigrant owned. I don't even know if it's 5% of, businesses in a given city, not as the United States as a whole, but in a given city are black owned, and I hope that number grows because, group economics is important. Um, so, I'll do what I can to help promote that. And I'll be building the database to, you know, you can go whatever state, look and see what they got for whatever kind of business. It'll be categorized and split up and organized, but becoming an outlet for black expression in the arts, especially when it comes to, music. I grew up on hip hop, since I was like fifth grade, no, not even second grade, first grade. And I don't know what it is now. It's white owned basically. Hip hop is white owned. It's white controlled. But when it first started off, yeah, it was people in the background with money, with the white. But I think that the artist's message was not as tainted as it is today. Um, so that's one of the things I wanted to do with this, webcast as well, is with Google Hangouts and the YouTube live stream. You can't have copyrighted music or whatnot on your live stream. So what I wanted, the Coli's got a lot of different artists. I mean, yeah, I might not have CDs or DVDs or nothing like that out, but I'd like to play them as some soundtracks, or even have if you DJ or whatnot, um, play a set, perform an hour set, let people hear your skills and all of that. So it's going to be an outlet for that, and incorporate and develop economic avenues. And what I mean by that is, like, it ties back into black-owned businesses. The black-owned businesses that I've seen, they might be like music shop, the mom and pop music shops, the barber shops, um, stores, some stores, clothing stores. That's great. We need to keep that. But also what I look at, for example, is why are we not innovating? There's going to be a push for all police officers to wear, cameras on their uniform. Why can't some, engineers, electric engineers, electronic engineers, or whatever? We got a lot of them on the Coli. Why can't we get some brothers like that and sisters to put their heads together? And if you take the web not the camera, not the web camera, but the little camera piece that's in your iPhone or your iPad. How much does that cost? Is it $1? Is it cheaper? I'm sure it's real cheap when you get it from the manufacturer. Why can't we be the ones that make money off of the police officers having to buy this? You know, make a little a camera. A small portable camera that can fit on a uniform. Um, what else we got out? I mean, all kinds of things. Things that are, easy. We need to be more innovative, and that's what one of the things. All right, Beats by Dre. Yeah, Dre is a black dude, but I think what is Ian Lyle Cohen or whatever his name is. I think he's getting most of the money from Beats by Dre or whatever. Why can't we reach out to these Chinese headphone manufacturers, look for a good design that has good quality components inside of it, and ask them how much it costs to buy 100 headphones. Start small, get that brand out there, give some away to some people with high profiles. These are the things that I'm thinking about. And I want to discuss at a later date, and I think that help us get a foothold into opening more black businesses, expand our horizons. Get some of these cert having motherfuckers together and start a consulting company or some shit. Things like that, man. And if you wish to donate, go to http://gofundme.com/justice for Mike Brown. That's the official page to donate to help the family of Mike Brown. I think the funeral, which is going to be this Monday, that was covered by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. So that's awesome. I'm glad they did that. But just like these racist cats come out and they will fund the living expenses of a person who murdered, who killed. That's the craziest shit on earth. What it all boils down to is empathy. White people as a whole have no empathy towards black people. They got empathy for dogs. They got empathy for fruit and vegetables, trees and rocks, all that shit. But actual other human beings, they don't have any empathy for, and that's the problem. That's where I think the root of it stems. Because if you empathize with another human being, I don't think you're capable of committing heinous acts towards them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is the end of this webcast. So I made it an hour. It'll get better. I'm glad I went through it. I think it sucked, but whatever. It'll be all right. So let me get back on me. Where's that stop sharing? There we go. So yeah, so this is my first web blog, and we'll have more after that. I'll get better, give you a better product, and I'd like to have other panelists, to talk to. It'll be easier to bounce back and forth, when I got people who actually, yeah, it'll be easier to accomplish once I got, some people or other people, one person or other people to dialogue with. And I'm not gonna stop just because I think it's important. We got to have our voice heard. You make your own. You know what I mean? If you're watching this, which one person, nah, but it's all good. I'm about to go smoke Sean. chill out. I think the next webcast, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna cover yet, but it's gonna be, I don't know. When it comes to black issues, I know we're not all a monolith, as a race or whatever, right? But and we're all gonna have different points of view. But when it comes to things like, you know, them killing our children, especially, you gotta come. We gotta come together on that shit. You can't be. I guess to make a long story short, or what I'm really trying to say is, coons be fucking it up. It's a coondemic out this motherfucker, and I don't know. We need to find a cure for that shit, basically. So, all right. Till next time. Next week I'll do the same thing. I hope I get more participation and more views. And I'll talk to y'all later. All right, peace.